G'day folks, it's Rob here and welcome to our small little backyard farm and aquaponic YouTube channel, except we're in the front yard veggie patch today. Through the week I was trying to do a couple of YouTube live streams just using the mobile app on my phone, and unfortunately they didn't turn out too crash hot. I had perfect picture on my screen, but unfortunately it came out very pixelated and grainy, so I thought I'd give you a bit of a look at the bits that you couldn't see in that clip, and also wanted to do a bit of an announcement on a giveaway we're doing. Basically giving away the shirt to folks over in the continental US, and also a $35 US gift voucher to folks here in Australia. All the details are over on my Facebook page. I'll put a link down in the description below and you can go over and see how you need to enter. Sorry to everyone else in the world at the moment, but Root and Ramble offered to do this giveaway for me. Later on in the year, when I save my pennies, I'll do another giveaway for everyone worldwide. So yeah, you'll just have to keep your eye out for that one. Today though, I thought I'd just give you a quick wander around the bits that you didn't get a good look at the other day, so here we go. So to begin with, just a quick little look at the asparagus beds. I've got a little bit of an update on these guys. Bianca and I have been talking about it and we've decided to pull these crowns out. Mainly because we're downsizing the amount of garden beds in the backyard, so I'd like to have some slightly more productive plants than asparagus. Asparagus only pretty much will give you a crop for a couple of months, if that, and I think the beds could be put to better use with some other plants in there. So what we're going to be doing is digging those crowns out and we'll pop them in the ground somewhere around the property, and they'll just have to fend for themselves. They're a fairly hardy plant, so I'm not too concerned about it. One thing I have noticed out the front here is we're starting to get a bit of mite damage on our beautiful little cayenne pepper here, or cayenne chili. This plant's been going for a number of years and keeps us forever in supply of chilies through winter as well as summer, so we will try and transplant her somewhere. If not, I mean, we've got loads of seeds we can plant out, or sow out I should say. So over the back there, yes, that is a Chinese celtus. I've been calling them Chinese elms. They're a weed tree here. That one is going to go through the mulcher at some point. Over here, this is the little stand of plants I was trying to show everyone. This is our rosella stand. There's about 8 to 9 plants in there, and we've got some of our, I don't know if they're our little native bees, but there's little native bees in there collecting some pollen. And we've also seen a load of wasps on them as well. Over up here you'll see there's a couple of beetles in there as well that are also collecting pollen, and we're getting a couple of these little bees as well. These guys are not too sure, to tell you the truth, until it turns around. It's one of those striped bees, so I'm fairly sure they're a native bee. And like I said, we're also getting a few wasps in here as well, so they do have a very pretty flower. I posted a couple of pictures online to Instagram and someone commented that this is sorrel, not rosella. We call it rosella here. It's also known as Queensland jam plant by a few people. It's got a few different names from all around the world. It is a member of the hibiscus family along with okra, so that's why you have very similar looking flowers between the two. But as you can see, this one here has got a load of fruit on it at the moment. Most of these fruit, I think we should be able to do a first picking and then come back later and do a second one. These other 4 beds here, I think I mentioned them in the last clip I did on the front yard. I'm pretty much all leaving them go fallow except for this one in the center. I'm going to pop some brassica crops in there. Hopefully I'll have a tree collard in this one here by the end of the day. We'll just wait and see. Chris gave me some along with some other plants I'll show you in a minute, but they've just been caned by caterpillars at the moment, so I'll pop them out here and maybe set up some sort of netting over the top. The amaranth here, absolutely spectacular flower. I was hoping it was going to stay a little bit more vertical, but we've had a couple of storms come through, so hopefully we'll end up with seeds all through the front patch, and yeah, we'll just be able to come along and graze on the little volunteers that pop up in the different beds. And here I've actually used a couple of tomato clips. Just popped up a yellow currant tomato, mainly because the ones out the back are being a little bit affected by mites at the moment, I think. So I thought I'd try and keep that one. The bananas, we'll go around the corner and I'll show you the bananas. So the storm we had through the other day broke the branch, the banana branch, and it was sitting down on the ground here. I managed to get a half decent shot of that in the clip, the live stream. What Kira and I did was basically come out here with a little cross piece, and we've just lifted it up a little bit. Obviously there's nutrients getting through to the leaves still because they're still green and not wilted, and hopefully we'll have some of these bananas ripen up. In fact, I think, if I can just move the camera in the right position, there may be some ripening up the top there on the other side. So maybe by the end of the week that bunch will be off and hanging out the back, ready for us to take some bananas off. Down along here, our Chinese air potatoes, they've started to go a little bit pale, some of the vines. I'm not too sure what's going on there. Others are looking fine, and I have noticed that we're getting very, very few little potatoes set. There's one there, and there's another one over here, and it just fell off in my hand. So the tray is always full of water, and the plants down the bottom here look healthy. I think maybe it just needs a good feed up. So I'll come out this weekend and do a lot of feeding out here. The plants in the little bathtub bed here, nothing's been done to them yet. I was talking about reworking these guys, but I pretty much just decided to leave them be for the time being. We have been picking a fair bit of the Brazilian spinach out of the center of this little clump here, and I gave away some to Chris a while back. Over here on the sweet potato, we're starting to see a little bit of mites, but I have a feeling these guys are going to be pretty much well ready to harvest soon. These mites have really knocked a lot of plants around this season. Even though I bought a fair number of beneficial mites, I just haven't been able to get on top of them. So I think it's just something in the warmer weather we're going to have to deal with from now on. And over here we have my little friend. I tried to get a decent picture of him in the clip, but yeah, it just didn't turn out too well, so I'll just set up my camera here. So just down here we have our little eastern bearded dragon. This little fella's been living on the compost, or the lawn clipping pile. It's not really composting that well. Just looking after little bugs and grubs and insects. So the real problem with this guy is that he blends in so well with just the dry grass. Really need to keep an eye out for him when I'm mowing the lawn and whatnot. Really don't want to run this little fella over. And they're great at knocking off the small grasshoppers and whatnot. We'll see if we can get a better angle on him, hey? So these little fellas are native to Australia, but I also know they're kept as pets in other places around the world. So always get a few comments about these guys when I post pictures. We don't try to keep these guys as pets, but if we were to have reptiles again in the house, I think we would get some bearded dragons, maybe a pair of them. I actually know someone who had them running wild around the house while she was at work and through the night, and they took care of the cockroaches rather efficiently. So she never had to lay out any bait. So it is something, you know, we're considering once we get the house renovated, maybe getting a couple of these guys just as, yeah, cockroach control around the house. We'll just have to wait and see. These snake beans, these are the purple variety we got from Chris. He gave us a whole heap of different plants, some Japanese parsley, some Chinese amaranth, and a few other bits and pieces. But apparently these guys here are the bee's knees when it comes to snake beans. I've seen a few people mention online how good they are. So we've got a couple forming there just from an errant vine that went off that way. And we have a couple climbing up this trellis here. Just around this side, we have this nice one here. I'm really happy to see these guys form so well because we have had a few bean bugs around the place and I haven't seen any evidence, knock on wood, of any damage to them yet. We have a few small ones forming there, just a little baby one, another little baby one just forming there. So really happy that these guys have taken off. I'm actually considering letting these two beans here just dry out so we can collect the seeds for another crop. We'll just wait and see. I do know that if you do let too many mature on a plant at once, like we have out the back, the plant does tend to die back a little bit. So we might just say see you later to our little scaly friend here, and I'll go down and show you some of the fruit trees in the pouch garden. So just down the side of the house with my drum and IBC graveyard, we've got some fruit trees in a pouch system. It's basically an old aquaponic grow bed, and I've popped some root pouches in there. And down here it acts as a bit of a reservoir to keep water in there to keep the plants hydrated. As you can see, the pineapples are loving it. And this kaffir lime is doing well too. The only issue we had was a couple of gall wasps laid some larvae in the branches, so I had to snip them out and dispose of them. Over the back there, I did have a sucker growing from the rootstock of our Australian finger lime, so I had to trim it off as well, but it's put on some nice growth. Down here, the fig, I showed this in a previous or a recent clip. It's actually got quite a number of fruit on it now, so really looking forward to hooking into them. And our pawpaws are slowly getting larger over here. and they're not ripening up. I think I said in the last clip they were looking like they were ripening up. I think that was actually just sunburn. We've had a couple of warm days, 40 degrees and plus, and I think that's just caused a little bit of damage to the top of the papaya or pawpaw there. Just a reminder on the giveaway, folks, if you're in the United States and you want to go in the draw to win an Aquaponics Grow Different t-shirt, just follow the link in the description below to my Facebook page. Likewise, you Aussies that want to go into the draw for a $35 US gift card that you can spend at Chris's fantastic Root and Ramble website. Also too, I am trying to work out some tech or some gear that will help boost our Wi-Fi signal, because I can't rely on the mobile network here. As soon as I have that Wi-Fi signal boosted, I'll be able to do a lot cleaner live streams, and I'll start posting some. I really did enjoy the time I spent on there. Had people asking me questions in real time, which is fantastic. You guys coming along and putting your 2 cents in and asking questions on the fly. I really did enjoy it. And thanks to Rick as well, who's helping me sort out some kit. I got to get back to you today, mate. So hopefully I will have by the time you've seen this. I'm going to post a couple of links at the end of this clip. One's to a freebie Aquaponics resource clip I posted last week, and the other one's on a ginger and turmeric playlist. A lot of people seem to be interested in that at the moment. If you haven't enjoyed the clip, feel free to like and share it around with your friends, and I will chat with you folks next clip. Cheers all, have a great one.